To be completely honest, I'm a little bit disappointed that we're not getting more Tesla Semi information at the end of 2020. I remember making videos a few months back hearing that Elon Musk said it's time to bring this to market, and there was a pilot line being set up at Nevada, and we still really haven't got much new information on it. I likely spend an unhealthy amount of time thinking about the Tesla Semi, and I understand that the true bottleneck is that it uses so many batteries and it doesn't really help them achieve their mission that much if they're taking away batteries from the assembly lines of the Model 3 and Y and putting them towards the Semi, but I don't know, I just am really excited to see this product hit the market because it's one of the few vehicles Tesla is building pretty much exclusively for businesses, and it's so different from the rest of the lineup. You know, it's not a consumer grade vehicle, although there's probably going to be a few of you picking one up. And also, semi-trucks make up for a huge percentage of global emissions, so getting as much of those semi-trucks off of roads and replacing them with electric versions, I think, is for the better, even if it overall results in less electric vehicles on the road, because how many Model Ys and Model 3s do you actually have to sacrifice to get one semi on the road? I don't know, but I would still love to see it happen. But there are some rumors and leaks going around talking about what development is going on with the Tesla Semi currently, and it sounds like Tesla could be building a few more prototypes. So for the last few years, they've been using basically the same two, they have the larger Semi and the smaller one, which at the unveil had this matte black wrap, and then they later wrapped it red, and primarily the smaller one, which I think probably weighs less and is most likely what the Tesla Semi will end up looking like. They've been testing it a lot. I mean, they took it to Alaska for a while. They've been doing some long distance endurance testing with it. And of course, during tight times when Tesla is trying to deliver as many vehicles as possible, they will pull that Semi out and start hauling vehicles with it and helping with deliveries. And other than these two, there really haven't been that many sightings for the Tesla Semi. So it sounds like an additional 4 are being built for endurance testing, range testing. One is going to be designated just for winter testing out in Alaska, and they're actually going to be using higher energy density batteries, but sadly and bizarrely, not the 4680 cells yet. And this part of the rumor is definitely very confusing to me, but apparently these new semis they're constructing out at Giga Nevada are going to be using an upgraded 2170L cell. So it's the same shape as the battery cells Tesla has been using in the Model 3 and the Model Y, but with around a 5% energy density increase. And the rumors are suggesting that there's 3 huge rectangular packs that are about half the size of Model S battery packs going into each Tesla Semi, and that's how they're going to be testing with them. But honestly, after what Tesla talked about at Battery Day, I was pretty convinced that they were going to end up using 4680 cells in the structural battery pack for the semi-truck. And yeah, sure, probably back in 2017, these prototypes were rocking 2170 cells, which are, of course, now no longer the latest generation batteries, and we want to see those next generation cells that Tesla talked about at Battery Day come to the semi-truck, as they demonstrated with their lineup. But more recent reports are now suggesting that maybe the first generation of the Tesla Semi will primarily focus on 2170 cells that might become more available as Tesla begins transitioning to 4680 cells for the Model Y and Model 3, and then there will be more 2160 cells available, and those can be diverted towards the Tesla Semi. But I don't know about you guys, I would much rather just have them wait a little bit longer until they can implement the 4680 cells to the semi-truck. But who knows, maybe the 2170L series, because it's using older assembly lines, or because they're a certain size, or they don't want to integrate a structural battery pack into the semi-truck, perhaps it just makes most sense to get this product to market as soon as possible and still deliver on the range estimates. Elon Musk has said in multiple interviews and articles since the Tesla Semi was unveiled that they expect it to easily surpass 600 miles of range, and that the standard range Semi would be around 300 miles, and that it's trivial to get a Tesla Semi to go 300 miles on a charge. That part's easy. But frankly, by the end of 2020, I was really hoping for at least a few more updates, especially if you consider that when they unveiled it, they said the Tesla Semi would be hitting roads by 2019, and now we're about to enter 2021. It just feels weird. I would especially love some type of update on the mega charger network they talked about, so putting up, pass-through chargers that are beefier than typical superchargers that will be able to charge up these massive battery packs in a safe but efficient way. The other bit of information leaking out there from Green the Only, who is a hacker who looks deep into Tesla's software, is noticing that they're picking up some autopilot code for the Tesla Semi, and he's saying that they see around 10 cameras, which is a couple more than normal. In case you didn't know, most Model Ys and 3s have 8 cameras. Sounds like the Semi is going to have an interior cabin camera, which who knows if that'll be used by employers or if that's going to be used for eye tracking with full self-driving or something like that. But Green the Only is saying there's an additional right side repeater camera, so that might help with, of course, navigating this super large vehicle on the freeway, towing tens of thousands of pounds worth of cargo. And if you're doing all of that autonomously, yeah, you might want a few extra fail-safes, but of course no LiDAR, and I'm sure a radar sensor is probably going to be equipped. So similar full self-driving hardware that we're used to with Tesla vehicles, of course, just might be a tad more complicated when you've got this big trailer on the back. Especially if you consider Navigate on autopilot doesn't really work that well when you've got a trailer on your Tesla, so figuring out how the Semi is going to make it work, which they talked about at the unveiling, you know, all of the cost benefits of being able to daisy chain a bunch of Tesla Semis together, go all in on freight mode, and basically just have a train of autonomous semi-trucks driving around. It would be so cool to imagine that type of transport in action, but I'm really hoping in 2021 we can at least see some more information on the semi-truck, that mega charger network, what port they're going with. You know, from the last updates we heard from Tesla, sounded like they were trying to partner with other companies to agree on an open standard for the mega charger network. That way we don't run into the same issue we've had with Tesla superchargers and CCS charge plugs and J17, 72s. Too many plugs for the traditional EV, but hopefully when it comes to heavy duty electric trucking, they can pick one standard. And of course, as usual, I'm sure the Tesla Semi, when it does reach market, will have much better range than initially promised, just like any other Tesla in the past. I hope you guys are excited for the Tesla Semi as much as I am, because this is going to heavily disrupt the trucking industry between much lower cost of ownership and much safer driving, as well as the fact that this has Tesla armored glass, which is easy to forget about. And I can't wait to see how many companies take advantage of its financial and environmental benefits. Thank you all for watching. Hope you have an excellent rest of your day. Take care.